All right, greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome to the Crypto Truth, where I give you the truth as I see it. So, I was thinking lately, especially after holding the interview with Holocell Technologies Inc. with Mr. Johnny Walker, I got to thinking. You know, Johnny talked about a whole lot of things in which were extremely important, and the reason why the crypto space is ballooning the way it is. But I think a lot of people are misinformed on the entirety of the picture of the crypto space. Now, I do realize that there is a lot going on in the world right now. There's just a lot, and it's very hard. Right now, we're dealing with the issue of being able to discern what is right, what is wrong, what is truth, what is not truth, who's trying to scam us, who's not trying to scam us, what projects in cryptocurrency space are great, which projects are horrible, what is the next big thing that's coming out, what is the next blockbuster. So I wanted to make a video to kind of explain exactly, using my handy dandy whiteboard here, because I think it helps personify exactly what I'm saying. But I want to give you guys a generalized idea of exactly what my thought process is, of exactly what's going to happen out here in the world, in the overall sentiment of what's going to happen. Now, I am not a fortune teller. Everything I say is through my own, educated guesses or hypothesis, if you should say. This is from my own point of view. Again, I always recommend that you do your own research to figure out exactly where you want to go and where you want to be. Now, before I get started with all of this drawing on the board and words on the board that I'll probably misspell, let me go ahead and say this. Right now, the crypto space is in a period in which it's not that it doesn't know where to go. It's just that people are extremely uneducated. There's a lot of people who are uneducated in the crypto space. And then there's also a lot of educated people in the crypto space. And right now, the crypto space is, while there's so many different genres and so many different solutions that cryptocurrency, blockchain can solve. And I know many of you guys are holochain fans, and we'll talk about holochain later in the video, but that's a little bit later. But first, let's talk about blockchain, not holochain. Let's talk about blockchain. Let's talk about cryptocurrencies and the market and why we are where we are right now. Well, I know many of you guys know the history of what's been happening in our world. Inflation is rising. If any blind person can see, and I don't mean to pick on a blind. Matter of fact, I retract my statements. I apologize. Anybody can pretty much see that that there's inflation in the United States, and the reason why I say the United States first is because it's going to funnel down to other countries. So it's not just the United States that's fumbling. A lot of countries and a lot of organizations are fumbling as well. By the way, just to let you guys know, I'm very independent. I'm not right, left. In the United States of America, I'm not right, left, conservative, or progressive in certain ways. I don't like to affiliate myself with any kind of party, and the reason why I don't like to affiliate myself is because of the fact that you can't be, when you become a little bit biased, which we all are a little bit biased, and I find myself as unlikely to be biased when I hear news stories or I hear about something that's happening in our world today, and I try to kind of look at the entirety of the issue or the entirety of the problem, which is why when I look at cryptocurrency, I do the exact same thing, right? So when I'm looking at cryptocurrency and I'm seeing everything run on blockchain, the first thing I realize is that right now, and I've stated this before, the crypto space, a lot of people are treating it like the stock market. Well, why are they doing that? Well, there are a number of reasons why they are doing that. But first and foremost, because obviously cryptocurrency is a currency. It's not a stock. There's an extreme difference between a currency and a stock. And then obviously, right now in America, we're still trying to figure out what a currency is, but I digress. Anyway, the point is that we're dealing with a technology that don't need to be treated like it's the stock market. But because there's so many cryptocurrencies out there, because it's just beginning, because there's not a lot of adoption, because everything you can make money off of it, right? That's the whole goal of everything. Now, just to recap, a lot of people don't really understand, especially I should say a lot of people, but some people really don't understand. The crypto space is the way it is, and it doesn't make sense right now because people are trying to make money. That's just truth. I hate to break it to you, but people are trying to make money. Organizations are trying to make money. There are people that are creating these coins. What are they doing? They're trying to make money. Some of them are trying to solve problems. Some of them are not. Most of them are not. Most of them are in it for the money. They're in it for the game. Okay? And that's money is the way the world works. Although me personally, I invest in technology that not only can help the world, but also can help me make money as well. That is my truth. Okay, so moving forward. So right now we have a cryptocurrency space where everybody's just trying to make money. And the crypto space is becoming a little bit impatient. Matter of fact, a lot of people are becoming impatient. Why? Because of the fact that they had a currency, I don't know, they've been holding it for a year and a half now, and they expect to be multimillionaires. You know, we have a lot of people in the cryptocurrency space, they jump into the space and then they want to be multimillionaires. They jump into Shiba Inu coin or a Doge coin or whatever else coin out there that really doesn't have really any fundamentals to it. It doesn't do anything, and it just is what it is. It's a meme coin, but people are really interested in it. Now, do I fault people for that? No, I don't. If back in the day, people collected Pokemon cards. Now, unfortunately, I love Pokemon, but unfortunately, I grew up poor. I didn't have a lot of money to, actually, I didn't have anybody, to really buy any Pokemon cards, but I really liked Pokemon. I thought it was really cool. Now, I didn't, there are some people who will laugh at people and say, oh, why are you collecting Pokemon cards, right? Like it doesn't have any value, blah, 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 blah. And you can say the same thing with anything, sports cars, everything else in between. But what happened is over time, these cards have gained more value, right? So I believe it was the original 150. Like, I don't know how much you can get for original 150, but I'm pretty sure it's over $5,000 if I'm not mistaken. But you guys can look that up yourself. Anyway, it's a lot of money to get the original 150. Depending on what card it is, of Pokemon cards. So it's really crazy out there. It could be a whole lot more, it could be a whole lot less, I don't know, but it's a lot of money. So what's going on in the crypto space is people are holding on to their cryptocurrencies and they're wanting it to grow, right? They want it to grow over time. They want the value of it to grow over time. This is what makes Bitcoin extremely I should say that word, attractive right now. So Bitcoin is extremely attractive because it can make people money. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get started here. We're going to start off with Bitcoin. I really want to talk about Bitcoin for a second because I don't think, I know that a lot of you guys out there, you're like, what in the world? Like, this guy's always talking about holochain. And, yes, I talk about the future of a lot of technology, and I read and I look at all kinds of robotics, and we're talking about different science methods and chimeras and different things like that. I'm into the whole sciencey future type stuff, so obviously I would be interested in the next big thing after blockchain, which is holochain. However, I want to talk about Bitcoin and where things are right now. So right now we're looking at Bitcoin, and Bitcoin was what? Bitcoin was one of the first cryptocurrencies run on a blockchain. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because, and spelling it out, because I'm going to show you guys something that's very interesting, and this is just what goes through my mind, right? So Bitcoin was the first one, was the first cryptocurrency to be on a blockchain. And what did people say? What did the United States say? What did other countries say? What did people say a long time ago about Bitcoin? Oh, it's not a threat. Oh, it's this. Oh, criminals are using it. Why? Because of Silk Road. If you guys don't know what happened with Silk Road, please, by all means, do your own research and check that out. But you have to look at, we're looking at Silk Road, and we're looking at all kinds of different things that's going on within bad things that they talk about, bad things that's going on, and double spending, and oh, you can't do this, and oh, you can't buy anything with it. You know, that was the whole thing before. About a couple years ago, I was in school for my bachelor's. This is when I was with my bachelor's, and then later on, I continued on with my master's in public administration. But for my bachelor's in public administration, I immediately started talking about cryptocurrencies. A lot of my papers were on cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin and all of these different things. Why? Well, it's because of the fact that I understood a long time ago before I was even in school, but I was like, look, this is going to change a whole lot of things. So now I want you guys to understand, in public administration, the degree and the things that I was studying didn't refer to just, it's not just a business degree. It's how you run a city. Public administration is administrating within the public, right? Running city and city budgets and land and housing developments and all of these different things, right? HR, human resources. So for 501c and for-profit and obviously non-profit 501c and all these different ones, and they're different categories from there. Anyway, the point is that it's understanding. I understood a while back that cryptocurrencies were a solution to a lot of problems, right? And as I dug deeper, I understood that, this whole Bitcoin thing is going to take off. Now, some of you guys know my story. I am not in this video talking about my story because you guys know that can go on for a very long time. But case in point, I missed out on Bitcoin of not my own volition, but because of my significant other at the time did not want me to invest in Bitcoin, and then I did not have the kahutas to say no. Anyway, we're gonna jump off of that. Now, so when it comes to Bitcoin, we see here that it was the first one on the blockchain. Now, the next thing is Ethereum, right? I'm just going to put Ether, and I'm going to say Ether for a reason, because this is going to get interesting, especially when we get into the gaming world. And some of you guys who play video games probably know where I'm going with that when I say Ether, but we'll get into that later. And then also, is it Cardano? Cardano. There's also Cardano. So these are the top three, pretty much the top three right now. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and then we also have some other layer 1, layer 2 solutions when it comes to cryptocurrency. Now, they are all on a blockchain. Now, there are over 11,000, or is it 10,100? I thought it was 11,000. Oh well, 10,000 or 11,000 cryptocurrency projects, okay? And they're all run on, most of them are run on blockchain, right? So there's a lot of issues and a lot of concerns with blockchain. However, I want to say this. Before I get all into this, I'm kind of break this down to how I believe things are going to go. First off, we do have Bitcoin here, and we have, a lot of our politicians and a lot of people are saying it's not good for the earth, and we're wasting resources and energy that it's taking up. And I do agree. Bitcoin does take up a lot of energy, and it's going to take up a lot of energy in the future as well. So they're like, hey, you know what? It needs to be more green. Now, before it was only criminals were using it. People are still saying that. I don't even know how you even get away with that lie. Institutions are involved with it. Before they were saying institutions are not involved. It's too risky, blah, blah, blah. Now we're seeing people are spending millions and millions, organizations spending millions and millions of dollars on to accumulate Bitcoin. Then what else? What else we have here? There's the double spending, and you can't buy anything. Well, now you can buy almost anything you want in Bitcoin. Like you can buy a whole lot of things, houses. You can buy, I should say, real estate. You can buy all kinds of stuff in Bitcoin. Unfortunately, the guy a couple of years ago bought 10,000, used 10,000. Was it 10,000 BTC Bitcoin, and for 2 pieces? But you know, he's happy with his decision that he made, and he'll probably be famous forever. Or I don't know whether it's a flop or whatever, but hey, at least he got some Google reviews for that. But anyway, so we have Bitcoin here, and now we're seeing a transition, right? So Bitcoin came out, and then we had Ether, and then well, there's also XRP. I'm not going to get into XRP too much. I'm going to lump them down here with the other projects, and I'm just going to say that there's a lot of projects that came out around the same time. Some of them aren't even here anymore. And some of them are, as I've stated in my past videos, are in 500, 600, and they've just completely, totally flopped. There's hardly nothing in there. Now, some of you guys are wondering, well, why are you talking about Bitcoin? Why are you talking about blockchain? Well, the blockchain can solve a lot of issues, right? Blockchain can solve a lot of problems. You can use blockchain to do all sorts of things, right? So, and then also we have Ether here. We all know that they have extremely gas fees. If you don't know what gas fees are or anything like that, please do your own research and look that up. We also have Cardano, and then some of these guys here. I believe Cardano doesn't have smart contracts quite yet. They plan on having smart contracts pretty soon. I believe it's this year. I'm not sure whether it's Gogan or I don't know. There's so many different names and stuff like that. I be getting confused with it all. Now, some of you guys probably don't know, but I'm one of those guys. I try to invest in something and then just leave it. But I'm going to let you guys know, a long time ago, a while back, I had over 600,000 XRP, and I had to take all of it out because of, I had to take all of it out because of personal reasons and different things like that. And then, as you guys know, I'm not going to talk about where XRP went. I'm pretty sure you guys know, but the price of it went up. Now, I said price. Here's the thing. A lot of people are in the cryptocurrency space. Most people, I would say 80 to 90% of people in the crypto space are in it for the money, right? So some people invest in great technologies, and while the technology works, while the technology is going to be the future, like for example, I believe in the hot token and everything else in between, people are trying to make money. So how would people make money? Well, just like the Pokemon cards, and there were only so many Pokemon cards out there when they eventually stopped, there's only 21 million Bitcoin out there. There's so many Ethereum, there's so many Cardano, and so all of these prices, everything is based on a price when we're talking about scarcity. Now, we're not going to get too much into scarcity because I don't want to get too much into the whole currency thing, but all of these things are run on blockchain. Now, here's the thing. Blockchain has been out for about 10 years. I don't know if you guys can see that. Blockchain has been out for about 10 years. How much adoption, right? There's something I like to call the rate of change. There's a formula called the rate of change. Can't remember whether it was in my trig class or whether it was in my pre-cal class. I'm pretty sure it was pre-calculus if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because I don't think it has anything to do with trade. Yeah, anyway, the whole thing is that there's something called the rate of change. Now, in my mind, this is not me doing any kind of calculations, although maybe I think it'll be great to pull up the rate of change calculations and put up some calculations dealing with Bitcoin and how the world changes as far as currency goes, as far as new things go. But anyway, We look at it's taken 10 years, and it's been over 10 years, really. But there has been almost, how much adoption? Um, so I'm going to put the adoption curve right here. I hope some of you guys can see it. But the adoption curve for Bitcoin, and a lot of these things that's in blockchain right now, I would say it's about right here. We're still in the beginning. Now it's been 10 years. This is a new currency. So usually when you have a new currency or anything new, you best believe that there's going to be a lot of pushback, and that's what we're dealing with right now with the government. Right now, the government, our cities and different things, there's a lot of pushback that's going on. But wait, there's something interesting that's going on here. Recently, the mayor of Miami, he's trying to make Miami a Bitcoin hub. Now, I think that's pretty cool. The reason why I say that's pretty cool, because that's exactly what I was talking about years ago in my public administration class, and saying that blockchain, this technology, is going to be incorporated in our cities. It's going to be incorporated in how we make payments. It's going to be incorporated on how things are mapped. It's going to be incorporated in all sorts of things. So blockchain is really a great technology. And so because of that, I do believe that it's going to move forward. But you guys have to understand, especially for some of you guys out there, like, whoa, this is the future and everything else. But whoa, we're still here. People are still trying to understand what cryptocurrency is. People are still trying to understand what blockchain is. We're way down here. Blockchain. People don't even understand. And now it's starting to go up, right? It's starting to get hyped up. And then we're going to have, so right now, now there's super early adopters. I'm not going to get into that. But we have the early adopters here. And then big tech is going to get in, which we're starting to see that. These tech companies and organizations and all of these banks and stuff, right? So tech companies and banks and everything else in between, they're trying to get their piece of the pie, along with the government as well. Now I think that's kind of funny, because on the recent, it still needs to be voted on, but on the recent infrastructure bill, because they finally know the definition of infrastructure, to pay for it, I believe they're going to vote on having people over $10,000 or any transactions over $10,000 to be reported, obviously, so they can be taxed. So even the U.S. And other countries are trying to get their pie in there. Now, what's going to happen after they get their pie? They're going to advertise the crap out of it, and then the normal people, plebeians, such as you and me, and I know that's extremely small for people to understand. Normal people are really going to start getting into the whole Bitcoin thing, getting into cryptocurrency, because they're like, oh, wait a second. So they're going to come over here and they're going to be like, well, Bitcoin is at $40,000. I don't want a piece of that. What, Ethereum? Oh, well, Ethereum is around $2,200. I don't know if I put an extra $1,000 there, not 22,000, but 2,200 there. But anyway, 2,200 there. So, yeah. Oh, but look at this. Oh, wow, this is attractive here. Like, oh, wow, it's $1.60. It doesn't have smart contracts, and I'm not sure if they'll even understand what that even means. But right now, it's super early. So all of these things right now are right here in the where it's starting to grow, but we haven't hit the tech thing yet, not fully anyway. But by the time normal people, not you and I, not the people who are doing research on trying to understand blockchain technology, but by the time regular people are like, well, our government says it's okay now, so I guess it's okay. So they're gonna get into this. Bitcoin is gonna be at $100,000. That's going to be no-go. Ethereum is probably going to be around $4,000 plus. That's going to be a no-go. Cardano is probably going to be around, you know what? I'm going to say if Cardano really succeeds at everything that it says it's going to do, $100 by the time it reaches, I would say $100. Well, I would say Bitcoin will probably reach 100,000 before Cardano reaches $100, or even $10. So, you know what? Let's go $50. Let's say it's $50. So, but then all of a sudden, all of these other projects out there are going to, their people are going to be like, hey, well, let me take a look at this. And it's just going to be like the stock market. That's why Robinhood is getting in. I'm not really a fan of Robinhood, but Robinhood has gone public. Coinbase has gone public. A lot of these companies are going public. Why? It's because of the fact that, hey, you know what? Everything is going to be transferred from this make-believe stock market, because I don't even want to get into stock market, but everything, a lot of things in the stock market are just inflated, and I don't even know where people are getting the money. And during the first shutdown, like, they were reaching new highs and stuff like that. I'm like, what's going on here? Like, last time I checked, everywhere I looked, everybody can't find work and you can't find a job. So I mean, or everything in them, everything got shut down. So I'm trying to figure out where this money is coming from. Anyway, we're looking at Cardano here, like I said, but they're going to start looking at a lot of the other projects. Now, what's happening right now in the crypto space is that we have, and yes, I need to talk about these people. I'm going to talk about YouTubers right now. YouTubers are making the situation worse. Now, many of you guys are like, well, what are you talking about? You're on YouTube. Well, some YouTubers are not making the situation worse, but many are. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. It's because of the fact that, they got in here really down here early. So they're advertising the crap out of it. And then all of this, the big tech and the banks are starting to get into it, and they're going to be like, see, I told you. Now, Bitcoin is going to take off and everything, and we were right. And so all of these YouTubers, right, a lot of them, because, well, I'm just going to be honest with you guys, they can speak better than I can. Some of them have been in the stock market. They know numbers and everything else in between. But I know a lot of them just don't have any kind of common sense. And I think I have a couple of beat when it comes to that. But that's just my own personal opinion. Now, some of these YouTubers right now, is they're saying, oh, well, yeah, man, of course, Bitcoin, yeah. Ethereum, yes. Cardano, please, it is the future, right? Or they say, oh, you know what? Until Ethereum get their stuff together, and everything, I think they're going to work out, And then people are like, oh, you know what? That's a lot of YouTubers are like, Cardano's a great project. Now, me personally, I've been following Cardano for a long period of time. Now, I do know that all of these technologies can be used for different things, which they will be. Now, for some of you guys who, if your project is one of the 11,000 below projects out there that's not these top 3 or top 5 or top 10, like in the Polygon chain link area, or top 50 in the synthetics or hot token era, well, I should say hot token, but the top 100. The point is that if your project really is not in the top 200, and I say 200 to give myself leeway, if your project is in the top 200, that means you have 9,000 other coins to look at and projects to look at. Now, here's what's so confusing, right? In the crypto space, we have these YouTubers, and they make money. Why? Because of the advertisements. So they get advertisements from some of them do, not all of them. They get advertisements from one of these 9,000, and they say, hey, you know what? Here's our product. Here's what we do. And this product is here with this, and they're planning on doing a whole lot of great things, and it's going to be wonderful. And they're making money. There's a lot of YouTubers right now who are making a whole lot of money right now. And I'm going to tell you exactly how. Now, I know some of them are probably going to be mad and probably going to be pissed at me, but you know what? Oh well. So, in a way, how are they making money off of you? Well, they're making money because they're telling you half-truths. Now, half-truths is basically Yes, Bitcoin is a great technology. Yes, Ether is a great technology. Yes, Cardano is run on a blockchain. It's a great technology. And I'm going to teach you the differences of Bitcoin, Ether, Cardano, and some of these other projects, and XRP, and all these other great projects out there. But what they don't tell you is the fact that a lot of these YouTubers have been invested in these projects long time ago, and so they're going to push the crap out of it. Now, I do believe that blockchain is going to solve a lot of problems, but unfortunately, blockchain has a lot of issues right now. And the fact of the matter is, and this is just the truth, it's been 10 years and the rate of change has been so slow, a snail could run faster. A snail could adopt Bitcoin or any kind of cryptocurrency faster than these governments can. Why? Because they're getting a lot of pushback. Blockchain and cryptocurrencies and blockchains are getting a lot of pushback. Now, why aren't they getting a lot of pushback in some areas? Because some organizations are trying to find out win-win solutions in order for their city and for their people, right? So that's why we have countries like El Salvador, cities like Miami, and other countries that are really looking. We have tax-free countries and when it comes to cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin, like Singapore, different things like that. So we have all of these things, but it's been an extremely slow process. Now, here's the thing. What happens when everything right now is run, a lot of the whole new thing right now is about blockchain, right? So a lot of people, and I'm going to go back to the YouTubers in a second, but a lot of people don't know about holochain. And I'm going to tell you why. So there's a couple of reasons why. The first reason why is because whether we like it or not, holochain just sounds like another cryptocurrency project, right? And I said cryptocurrency project. So holochain is like, oh, it's just another DeFi cryptocurrency project that's has an ERC20 token, and that's that. You know, they plan on doing a whole lot of things and making things better. So it gets lumped down here with all these 11,000, with all of these projects down here, right? So when people hear blockchain, I'm like, oh, Bitcoin's run on blockchain. So, you know, it has to be good. Or Ethereum is run on blockchain. Cardano, so we're going to really adopt this stuff. Well, here's the thing. Holochain is almost, well, I would actually say it's closer to solving many of these issues and these problems than a lot of these projects, a lot of the top 5 projects. Now, for some of you guys who don't know exactly how all of this works, please review my video on blockchain, on the last AMA. I kind of really go deep into it. I reviewed the last AMA, but I also kind of went over into exactly how holochain works. Also, please do your own research. There's so many videos out there. If you don't know what holochain is, there's so many videos that will show you what holochain is. Now, here's the thing. Now, a lot of these YouTubers are saying they're confused and they're not doing their own research. Look, all you YouTubers out there, I'm going to tell you, my favorite YouTubers, I'm going to tell you guys, do your own research. Modern Investor, do your own research. Digital Asset News, do your own research. The guy that says George all the time, do your own research. Like, you guys have to do your own research so you can really fully understand exactly what's going on. Now, a lot of them are invested in great projects, and you guys know I could go on and on and on about other YouTubers, but there's a lot of great projects here that are going to indeed be used by blockchain technology. There's no doubt about it. Now, some of you guys are like, oh man, once holochain comes out, like the whole world is going to bow down to holochain and the adoption is gonna be crazy. You guys need to stop smoking whatever you're smoking. It's not going to happen. And I'm gonna tell you what I believe is going to happen. I believe that once holochain comes out, I believe that the rate of change is going to be extremely faster than all of these put together. Why? Because it's going to solve a lot of problems in which a lot of these cryptocurrency projects are run on a blockchain. That doesn't mean that you can't use blockchain. It just means that the things that holochain can do really outweighs more than what Bitcoin, Ether, and all of these other projects can do. Now, here's the thing though. Just because I have a hammer doesn't necessarily, just because I have a chainsaw doesn't necessarily mean that I don't need a regular saw, right? You can still use it. It's still workable for whatever you're using it for. Just make sure you're using it for the right thing. It's the same thing with blockchain, all of these different projects. Make sure they're using it for the right thing. Here's why I have reservations with some of these things, with some of these projects, and you guys can go and look over it because it's all of the scaling is an issue, sharding is an issue. Obviously, we do know that if I'm not mistaken, what's they called ZZZ. I know you guys know it. I know it. Zilliqa. There we go. Zilliqa is working on sharding, and it's just another one of those projects, right? And a lot of people don't do the proper research, and what happened is these YouTubers, they are understanding and they know that they can't fail with letting you guys know what Bitcoin, Ether, Cardano, XRP, Polygon, some of these Matic, whatever, some of these other projects, these top 10 projects. You guys notice projects in the late hundreds, they're not really talking about it. They're like, why? Because either it's not out yet, or it's iffy, or there's no proof. Like some of these projects, like Cardano and different things like that, it's not doing it. But what is the technology doing? And so right now, there's please don't get me wrong. I'm actually a huge Cardano fan. I believe in Cardano. I just don't think it holds a candle to holochain technology because it's run off a blockchain. So that's the other thing. We'll get into that later. I'll probably have to make this a 2-part video, obviously. But anyway, with our YouTubers, we currently have a lot of YouTubers out there who are not doing their own research, who are not telling you guys to understand the different distributed ledger technologies and understand why these things are important. The reason why this is important, people, is because of the fact that once you understand what distributed ledger technologies and the different and how different they are, you'll understand blockchain and holochain and different hash graph and all these other different kinds of technologies out there. You will really get a picture of, oh, wait a second. Oh. So while there are Fords, and yes, I am equating Bitcoin with Ford, there are also more dependable technologies that's out there running on electric vehicles. So blockchain is run like a regular engine. Holochain is similar to being an electric vehicle. Oh, I dropped my thing here. All right, so, man, I've done a whole lot here. I'm just going to go ahead and just start erasing some of this stuff. I'm going to leave Bitcoin up there. And then I'm going to get into the second reason, because I went into the first reason, right? Yeah, I'm going to delete this as well. So, now I'm going to go into the second reason as to why people are like, what in the world? What is a blockchain? And then also why they're so confused. Well, a lot of people think that a lot of cryptocurrencies are their own technology. Like, for example, if you haven't heard of it, VeChain, for example. Now, VeChain is a great technology, and they're dealing with, they're working with different things. But if somebody said, oh, well, I have a blockchain, and then I have a VeChain, some people who don't even understand exactly what the crypto space is will be like, oh, okay, it's the same thing, right? So, no. VeChain is, it runs on a blockchain. So, the second reason why a lot of people don't really understand exactly what holochain is because of the fact that, well, shouldn't have put that dash there. Holochain. So, yeah, it's called holochain for a reason, and it's a new technology, but guess what? it's being lumped in with all these other technologies because it's called holochain. We have baller chain, crypto chain, whatever chains out there. They're like, oh, it's just another cryptocurrency project. Now that's just a marketing thing, right? But believe it or not, that really impacts how people really truly understand and finds different technologies, because of the fact that, hey, if you don't really get that, if you don't really understand that holochain is a completely and totally different technology than blockchain, then you're just going to lump them in the same category, which is a lot of YouTubers are doing right now. And once they start doing their own research in the hot token, let's go with the hot token for right now. Let's go for the hot token right now. There's a lot of things involved with that, but once the hot token is going to be run on holochain, or I should say, you can earn the hot token by earning hollow fuel and exchanging the hollow fuel into hot chain, generated reserves and stuff like that. That's the third thing, actually, is the fact that holochain is a great project, but there is a steep learning curve. There's a little learning curve, but they have some great videos by Paul Dials, I can't say his name correctly sometimes, who explain all of these things. So my thoughts is, wait a second, if it's taking 10 years for people to even understand what blockchain is, how long is it going to take them to understand what holochain is? But not only that, but the adoption. Now, here's why I think the adoption is going to be quicker. The adoption is going to be quicker because people are going to look at Bitcoin and be like, well, this isn't going to work. A lot of the cryptocurrency projects out there just does not work or is not efficient for the public, for running a city, running a government, having communications between technologies. It's just not efficient. Because even now, we're still working on, now that we have different blockchain technologies out there, well, you know, this is run off of Cardano, and this is run off of Ether, and this is run off of Bitcoin, and all, you know, then we have the Lightning Network, and then we have Ethereum Classic, and then we have so many of these things that they're trying to incorporate all of them, right? And it's just not working out. Because of the fact that, well, their technologies, they're not interoperable. And yes, I do realize, and I do know that there are a lot of blockchain technology projects out there that are trying to be more interoperable, and that's extremely important. However, what's going to happen when holochain, and when people understand what holochain is, governments and the public really understands what holochain is, well, they're just going to start using that. Why? Well, we don't have to worry about sharding. We don't have to worry about scalability. We don't have to worry about security. All of these things, it seems like a pie in the sky type of stuff, but people, do your own research. Look at exactly what's happening with holochain, and it's right around the corner. Just as close as Cardano is right around the corner from doing a smart contract. Are you kidding me? So, and it's been around for a while now. So we have all of these different things and all of these technologies. And yes, holochain is a steeper curve. Now, what do I think is going to happen? Here's what I think is going to happen, people. First and foremost, I'm going to make a new Bitcoin. I'm going to put Bitcoin up there. I'm going to put Ethereum up here. Hope I spelled it right. I'll just put an Ether. We're going to talk about that in a second. The reason why I would rather call it Ether. I'm going to put Cardano here. And just so I don't get shot by the XRP army, I'm going to put XRP there. All right. So we have Bitcoin, Ether, Cardano, XRP. I could put Stellar up there, different things like that. I'm not going to put Polygon, Chainlink, a lot of VeChain. I'm not going to put a lot of the solid projects. There are a lot of solid projects out there, but I'm not going to put that up there, and I want to explain why. First off, I think that Bitcoin is going to be doing great for a very long time. So I think that Bitcoin is going to be great for a very long time. And let's go with the adoption curve here. So the adoption curve right now for Bitcoin, it's still right here, right? Because you have to mine Bitcoin. Regular everyday people are not going to try to mine Bitcoin. They can't buy Bitcoin. And a lot of people are like, oh, you got to buy Satoshis or do different things like that. It's one of those things to where it just really depends. Now, there's the price. The price is going to increase. So I am very bullish on Bitcoin for a long period of time. Ethereum or Ether, I'm going to be very bullish on them for a very long period of time. Now, some of you guys are like, well, you was just saying before that blockchain don't solve all the issues. No, it don't solve all the issues. And there's a lot of different things that it can't solve, but there are also a lot of things that blockchain can do. And let me tell you guys something very, very important. I'm going to put a question mark here. This project, Project X. I'm going to get into that. You guys already know where I'm going to go with that, but I think that these two are going to connect. Now, I think Cardano is going to have real world validity, and I believe that it's going to improve over a very long time. However, I will say that I believe that Cardano is going to flatten out before Ethereum does, and I'm going to tell you guys why. It's because I believe that its price, while it's going to continue to rise, I do believe that it's going to I believe that the rate of change is going to be faster than Bitcoin or Ether, but that's just because it's the rate of change. XRP. Now, if banks start using XRP, this is a if, and I know that there are a lot of banks in Japan that are using XRP right now. I can't remember their name, but they're huge into XRP. So, but here's the thing. This X coin, this X token, that's probably going to be run on blockchain and probably not going to be run on holochain. When people are able to start playing video games, and by the way, I'm just going to use this as an example. The next Elder Scrolls come out, Skyrim, let's call it Elder Scrolls Skyrim 3, right? And you can wander around town, you can fight dragons, you can solve problems and mysteries, and you can go to a pub or you can do whatever, and you earn Ether. Or you earn X coin that can get you Ether. See, the virtual world is becoming huge. And I cannot stress that enough. I know a lot of people are like, well, these video games and XYZ, they're not cool. And let me tell you what technology is going into virtual reality and augmented reality. And if you don't know what those are, and if you haven't experienced those, you probably should. Because you are in for a world of education. Okay? So we have this. When this happens, when you're able to earn cryptocurrency, and I said cryptocurrency, on playing a video game, and I'm not talking about like playing Pong or the little games that we have right now. I'm talking about real games. And I'm not talking about gambling and casino and stuff like that. I'm talking about real games. when you're able to play real games, have an entire life in virtual reality and earn real money, real cryptocurrency that you can exchange into the real world, adoption is going to fly quickly. Period. End of story. I'm telling you it's going to happen. I don't know what coin it is, and we have 11,000 to choose from. I don't know. But all I know is that when that happens, it's going to be game over for a lot of the other projects that are trying to do that. It's going to be the first project that's going to be on a PlayStation, on an Xbox, where you can earn cryptocurrency and actually pay for it and do different things on your games and stuff like that. Oh, well, I don't need to pay for a year's subscription for PlayStation Plus. Why? Oh, I earned enough credits while I was playing Elder Scrolls Skyrim 3, you know. So, you know, I just transferred over my credits and gave them there you go, you know. See, I cannot stress this enough. It's going to be, this world is getting crazy, and as you guys know, with 19 and variants and stuff like that coming out, we know that this world is crazy. Now, again, I'm apolitical. I don't like going into different politics and the numbers. I have my own thoughts and opinions, and apparently nobody in this world wants to really listen to it, so I'm not going to talk about it. Only people in my personal life, and even they don't even want to listen to me. So I'll just continue looking like a mad hatter until things actually happen. But by then, I promise you guys, I'll probably be long gone, and you won't be able to get in touch with me. I'm just throwing it out there. So anyway, but when this happens, right now we're right here. When this happens, when you can earn money from whatever adoption, whatever's going on, it's gonna leap up right here. And this is why we get these bull runs, because right now we have it to where we come up here in between, and what's happening is now we're starting to get institutions and banks and stuff like that in there, right? And then what's going to happen when other countries and stuff start adopting it, and then everybody's going to be into it. So we're having these bull runs because out of nowhere, all of a sudden, right? Ooh, we like Bitcoin now. It's going to happen to where in the United States of America and other countries, they're going to start incorporating Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies inside, and that's including hollow fuel and different things like that. I'm not going to get too much into it, into hollow chain. I think I've talked enough about it. All right, so we're having other countries get involved with this, and then everybody's going to get involved, and that's when we're going to have that bull run. And right now, I believe that we're somewhere right here where us early adopters, some early adopters, can't say us because I don't have any Bitcoin, but you know, some of these adopters, they're getting into then the banks and institutions. I believe we're somewhere right in here where the banks and institutions aren't really there yet, but once they get there, that's when we're going to have that bull run. And then once we get to where countries are going to say, okay, here's what's going to happen. We need to change up the rules and regulations. We're going to make Bitcoin legal tender and a real currency, because it's going to be some issues and problems there. And that's also going to be a great way for organizations and even a country to gather up taxes for it. So if you're starting to use it, you can't use currency as a tax, but it can be taxed if you're actually using it, and it can come straight out of. So if you think you're earning Bitcoin and you're not really earning Bitcoin, because you know you got 0.01% of your Bitcoin is in the taxes when it comes out of your W-2, W-4, and I know some of you guys are like, what the hell are you talking about? Anyway, it's gonna start getting crazy. So I really want to advise you guys to do your own research when it comes to that. So what I'm going to do is I think I've talked long enough exactly what I think is going to happen. I do see already that there are a lot of states, a lot of our government is trying to use Bitcoin in order to move forward. To collect taxes, to do all of these different things. So it's happening rapidly, it's happening fast. And please, please, please do your own research so you can become educated and so you know exactly what's going on, because it's going to be a wild ride. That's why I always tell you guys to please do your own research, because it's happening, people. It's just going to happen. That's just it just is what it is. That, my friends, is the truth. Now, I would like to get into the public administration part of it, into building cities and building technologies that's actually able to communicate with each other, but also how does that incorporate into our normal lives, in which that we can run more efficient lives, and then have a more efficient government and organizations to come about. So again, I'm going to leave it at that. I really appreciate you guys. If you made it this far, thank you guys very much. Thank you to all my subscribers out there. I really appreciate all of the comments and the wonderful things that you guys have said. I can't express enough how thankful I am for that. But anyway, you guys, please, 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 as I always say, do your own research, do your own research, do your own research. And last but not least, friends, by everything out there holy, please, by all means, stay safe out there. Bye, you guys.